Samurai, FiOth here, and in this video we're gonna be going over which guardian spirit you should start the game with. Initially we can pick one of three guardian spirits to accompany us in our adventure. The first one, the fierce wolf, as stated here, is like Kato from the first Neo. It's imbued with fire, as you can see here. And you can perform a forward rush technique when you use triangle and circle. That's always your yokai shift attack. The second one is the Dark Phantasm. This is the water spirit. His yokai shift deals damage in front of you. As you can see, it kind of has a floaty effect to it. Very nice looking. And the last one is the Avian. We see here the bird. His yokai shift is a further away attack, and it's tied to electricity. Now, the stats we will be starting with are what we need to be aware of. Wolf or Kato is tied to strength, so you will have to have this spirit with you if you start a character that is tied to heavy armor and probably slow swinging weapons. The Dark Phantasm is tied to magic, so if you want to use the Switchblade, for example, in the beginning, you will probably want to pick this one up. The bird here is tied to heart. The swift bears as is situated. So if you pick this one up, you'd probably be better off using the single blade, the katana, in the beginning of the game. Now let's see some of the attacks available to each guardian spirit. We saw the yokai shift. Now let's see some simple combos. This is a 3-hit combo for the wolf. This is the heavy attack. It's a single swing. The game buffers attack kind of strange. Like it makes you feel there is some sort of input lag, but what it actually does is that it takes the input from the controller and automatically transitions to the next attack, so you have a more fluid motion. It's kind of different from what we would expect from a Souls-like, from Dark Souls for example, but you'll get the hang of it. Neo is a faster game than any Dark Souls anyway, so that's understandable. We're gonna be using the Phantasm now. This is a faster and longer range combo attack. And its heavy attack is pretty much a projectile. That's understandable because this spirit is tied to magic, so a spellcasting character will want to keep their distance from the enemy. The Guardian Spirit does exactly that. It supplements the distance you require to cast your Onmyo and keeps you away from harm's way. Now the bird, as you can see, has a very fast 5-hit combo and a quick forward stepping rush attack. That's understandable because it's the most agile of the forms, and you will want to use it for characters that are swift on their feet using katanas or the dual katanas and so on and so forth. So what we want to make abundantly clear here is that the initial guardian spirit you get is not something that will restrict you. You will be able to get 2 guardian spirits on your person later on in the game. That's how it worked in Neo 1 as well after a certain expansion. and you will also be able to switch between them every time you visit a shrine and do whatever you want with different combinations, different effects, and so on and so forth. What will affect you initially in the very beginning of the game is your first pick. So you will start your adventure with something that complements your weapon of choice. So here in the tutorial, pick weapons and spirits that work well together. That's the most important advice I can give you. As I said, there will be no restriction. You don't have to worry about getting the right pick initially because you might not be able to use something later on. You will eventually acquire all guardian spirits by defeating bosses and progressing in the game. Hope you found this useful, guys. I will be making guides about everything in Neo 2, like everything. Neo 1 is probably my favorite hack and slash looter of all time, so I will be going in deep, and you can ask me anything you want, you can request help, you can leave me a message in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!